No Way Home has officially released a film featuring villains from past Spider-Man films in a world other than the MCU. The ending of the film has set up MCU Spider-Man to be a more grounded hero ushering into his college years without the help of Tony Stark tech or other heroes, and honestly I can't wait to see it. With the direction for the future MCU Spider-Man films being set up, one thing in the next film that I'm obviously looking forward to is who the main villain could be. In this video, I want to share 3 ideas for who I think the main villain for the next film could be based on what we saw in No Way Home, and just the general direction I'd like to see the character go in. And let me know in the comments below which of these 3 villains you would like to see most fighting Tom Holland's Spider-Man. To begin, in an obvious choice given the No Way Home mid-credits scene, Venom or at least the symbiote storyline being the main focus of the film. I think the MCU has set up Peter getting the symbiote well in the next film, as at the end of No Way Home, Peter is on his own and we saw signs of his rage in Spider-Man during the final fight. And if you mix those 2 factors in, then you could make for a great symbiote storyline where the alien costume is his only friend and it feeds into his anger from No Way Home. With an adaptation of the symbiote story, you could go either 2 ways, with it being a full black suit Spider-Man story that doesn't include Venom and instead sets Venom up for the next film while Spider-Man takes on a different villain, or you could do a film that's halfway Peter with the black suit and then the second half of the film includes Venom. Personally, I would go for option 1, and honestly a symbiote story could play into the next 2 villain choices included in this video that could make for a great film. Next, my second villain choice for MCU Spider-Man 4 is a villain who hasn't really gotten a chance to shine on screen yet, even though he is one of the original Spider-Man villains, Scorpion. Scorpion already exists in the MCU since he appeared in Homecoming as Matt Gargan, played by Michael Mando, and it's been 2 MCU Spider-Man films and we have yet to see that film's post-credit scene pay off. Vulture will appear in Morbius wearing a similar outfit to that mid-credit scene, so given that Michael Keaton's Vulture will appear in the film, I would also hope that Michael Mando makes an appearance, teasing him as the villain in the next Spider-Man film. In No Way Home, I believe Jameson had the biggest role he's ever had in a Spider-Man film, so with that I would like to see Scorpion's origin adapted on screen, where Jameson basically creates the Scorpion for the purpose of defeating Spider-Man, but things backfire. This story could have a lot of potential, especially if Peter starts working for the Daily Bugle in this universe, since he somehow has to pay those bills for his new apartment, so a story centered around Jameson the Scorpion and Spider-Man could be excellent. Peter doesn't know anyone, and Jameson could be the first person post No Way Home to take Peter under his wing or at least offer some support, only for the Parker luck to kick in and he creates Scorpion to stop him. Finally, the last villain choice I have for No Way Home is an already established MCU villain who started out as a Spider-Man villain in the comics that has yet to interact with the character on screen, Kingpin. Kingpin has been rumored to appear in Spider-Man 4, I even made a video about it, and he most recently appeared in Hawkeye that I don't know too much about since I haven't finished the show. Kingpin could be a good grounded villain for the next Spider-Man film considering the direction of MCU Spider-Man, and one thing about MCU Spider-Man films is that each has featured another MCU hero. A Spider-Man Daredevil team-up is something I've wanted for years, especially with Charlie Cox appearing in No Way Home, so hopefully that interaction pays off in a future film or even TV show. But if you are to make Kingpin the main villain of a Spider-Man film, I think you need Daredevil for it. The interaction between the 2 would just be too good. I'd also like to see Spider-Man with the black suit in the story if it is adapted, since there's a comic that includes Spider-Man in the black suit hunting down Kingpin featuring Daredevil, and since Kingpin isn't as advanced compared to other Spider-Man villains tech-wise, I think including the symbiote would make the film less boring for younger viewers. You could even include Tombstone or Hammerhead in this film and have a sort of gang war storyline. So there you have it, my villain choices for MCU Spider-Man 4. If I had to pick one mentioned, I would choose the Jameson Scorpion story since he's a classic Spider-Man villain who hasn't gotten the spotlight yet, and the potential relationship between Peter and Jameson. Let me know which idea you like the most, and if you have one that I didn't mention in this video, and as always, thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe, follow my social medias, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.